Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to On the Brick, where I am now back from my trip. I don't really ever get her to sit this still, so I decided that I'm going to just sit here until she decides to leave. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm back from my trip. I ended up going to Vegas. This was my very first time in Vegas. Not the first time that I wanted to go. 2 years ago, actually over 2 years ago at this point, some friends and I had actually fully planned out a trip that was going to end in Vegas, and then COVID hit. So that canceled all those plans. But I had been stuck with the desire to go one day. Like, I had planned out everything. We had like our hotel already bought. I said, here's the casinos I want to go to. Here are the certain events that I want to go to and see. I had to turn off my heat for a second because that thing is very, very loud. She is sitting so still, like she never does this. Anytime I get this close to her, she usually wants to leave. But I think she's in a good mood today. Look at her being really adorable. Okay, I know it looks like she doesn't like it, but this is, yeah, she does. I ended up going to Vegas on a business trip. It was just my boss and I. Everything was paid for on my behalf, as in the flight, the hotel, and all food was paid for. Anything else, I had to do. And then there was a convention as well that we had to go to, which I know a lot of people would probably find very boring, but I thoroughly enjoyed. Now, I know I said that I was going to film while I was there, but honestly, as soon as I got there, I realized that I just didn't want to, and that I just wanted to actually take the vacation as it was. Now, it was still very, very much work, and I still had to do a lot of work, but it was also a pretty nice vacation to go and be away from actual work, be away from here for a little bit, not have to do the same thing 30 times a day. So what you're probably seeing at some point in this video are some of the pictures that I did take. I didn't take many pictures because I didn't really want to be like that touristy guy. So what I did is I took a bunch of pictures of the replicas to places that my parents had been, and then I sent them those pictures and I was like, look, now we've all been to the same place. So that's what I did. And then I also took a bunch of other pictures of places that they hadn't been that I thought were really cool, like the Luxor beam or the Luxor light or whatever, which was nice. So outside of the print convention, which we went to, we did go and we did other things, including going to the Lego store. On the first day, I don't know, it all kind of mixes together, just because time generally does for me. Anyway, so on one of the days, we made our way all the way out to the Lego store, and look, there are Lego stores in the world and in the country that are worth going out of your way for. There are places that are worth making that journey for. For instance, if you ever go to Chicago, the Lego store there is a pretty nice Lego store, or the Mall of America. It's a Lego store worth going to. You're gonna notice that Sirius is now sticking his head right up into mine. You might notice it's right there. We'll see if he actually gets into camera or not. He's jealous that I'm giving her all the attention right now. So hi. But the Lego store in Vegas wasn't really worth. He likes like nuzzling my chin right there. And I know he's gonna do it. So I'm just anticipating his little nose to go boop. Okay, serious. See if I can get him to do it. Come on, serious. Right here, come on. right here. Serious, right here. No, okay. But the Lego store in Vegas is not worth the journey. It is just a normal Lego store, which, yeah, like I could have anticipated, I could have expected, but like I said, there the other major locations like Chicago, like New York, like Orlando, like Anaheim, like Mall of America are worth going to. There's things worth seeing. And with Vegas being Vegas, I really expected there to be so much more. I expected more out of this, but it's just a pretty normal, boring Lego store. So it honestly ended up feeling more like a waste of about an hour is what it took to get there. Because we were just walking around and we kept stopping and doing other things. But I'm glad I went because, hey, that's another Lego store knocked off my list now. But yeah, I would not go out of your way for that at all. On the other side, we went to see the Blue Man Group that night, and that is a show that I've been wanting to see for many years. The very first time that I saw Blue Man Group, I was 5 years old. Like when I saw them on TV, I was 5 years old. They had this special for the year 2000. And I remember pretty much ever since then being interested in them and the music that they make and the things that they do, and wanting to eventually go to one of their shows. And they have a daily show in Vegas. It is at the Luxor Hotel. They have 2 shows at 5 and 8 p.m. And so the very first night that we were there, I bought tickets for my boss and I to go. And, well, if you don't know Blue Man, it's a very unique show. It was awesome. I will say it was incredibly awesome. I had such a great time. It's not like your typical concert. It is definitely more of a show than it is a concert. They do have a lot of music. But they also have some really weird things. Like they have this skit where a guy catches like 20 marshmallows in his mouth, and it's one of the grossest things that I've ever seen. And I really wish that they hadn't had that, because I spent most of that looking the other direction, because I don't really like seeing food things, and seeing it, like, it was impressive, but also just really, really, really gross. But if you've ever seen that skit, then you know that the other guy, because there's 3 of them, one is throwing the marshmallows, and then he's also throwing gumballs to another guy, and that guy makes a piece of art, which I now own, which is really cool. So, yep, as soon as the show ended, we walked out, and I thought that this thing was going to be like thousands of dollars or something like that, because they kind of make that joke in the show, but nope, it actually a pretty reasonable price. And when this light that I only have on for filming is off, and I have my other actual blue lights on, it looks so much cooler. I don't know if I can show you that. Let's find out. Yeah, it's about what I expected. So that was really fun. And then my boss and I got lost coming out of the Luxor, because we started at the back of the Luxor, tried to retrace our steps and how we got on into the Luxor, spent about 20 minutes walking around, and then only ended up at the front of the Luxor. So that wasn't fun. I keep looking at myself. I need to learn to look at the camera instead. But yeah, it was a really great trip. Definitely much needed break. It was a very, very much needed break, because it was nice not having to worry about actual work or anything that was going on there, or any of that stuff at all. It was nice not having to worry about any of my home stuff or anything like that. My parents took care of my cats, so that was fine. Plus the cats, they can take care of themselves for 3 days. So that was fine. And it was just nice to get out, to visit somewhere new. I've now visited 19 different states, which is really cool. Happy about that.
crossed something off of my bucket list. Finally visited the Luxor, which is something I've wanted to do since I was a kid. I saw the Blue Man Group since I was a kid, and I got to see the Marvel Avengers Station experience, which is okay. If you like Marvel, I would really recommend it, but it's definitely outdated. It definitely needs to be updated with newer things. But what they have is really cool, especially for me at the very end when they had all of the different Iron Men, or at least like 8 of the different Iron Men, and they had like the actual Hall of Armor, which was fantastic to see. I really, really liked that. And then probably the happiest picture of me that I've ever taken in front of the Hulkbuster, which was huge, and I just absolutely love that. That was one of my absolute favorite parts. After that, we also saw one of the fountain shows at the Bellagio, which is probably playing in the background right now. They had this going to the tune of All That Jazz, which was not my first choice. I would go with something like Claire de Lune, but then I might need 10 other friends to rob 3 casinos. If you know that reference, great, because then you know one of my favorite movies. And if you don't know that reference, you should. It's a great movie. But yeah, I'm going to be getting back into the swing of things now. Like I said, November is going to be non-Lego minifigures because I just want to see what they have to offer. I also have some nicer custom sets to show off again. I realized that there are so many that I didn't show off, and part of that is because 2 of them are actually in my bedroom, which is a mess and kind of hard to film, but 2 of them are there. So we'll see what I show off. I'm excited for that, and I have a bunch of other things to show off too. So I'm really looking forward to how the rest of this year goes, how next year goes. Got some cool stuff planned for next year, both for this channel and not for this channel. Also, I want to say thank you to you guys who did subscribe to On the Brain and got that up to 100 subscribers. It is very helpful, first of all, and very awesome of you guys. I've been working a lot on my Heavy Rain review video, so hopefully that can come out. I want it to come out by the end of the month. I cannot guarantee that anymore, just because I've had issues filming it, but that's okay. I'll find the time and I'll make it work. It'll come out in the next 2 weeks or so, definitely. If not by the end of the month, first week of November. But with all that said, I just want to say thanks for sticking around. Thanks for all the comments on the last video and for the support and everything. And 360 tour of my apartment. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.